Good morning. Okay, we were discussing the classification of the arches depending upon what number of centers. Depending upon the number of centers. So we have seen one centered, two centered, three centered arch. Okay, three centered, and we have got four center and five centers. So these are just numbers depending upon the centers. Number of centers classification is there. So examples for two centered are pointed arch, semi-elliptical, Florentine. For three-centered arch, elliptical arch is the example. Four-centered, Venetian arch. So if you go back to this diagram, you can easily see that one. Okay, you can easily see the diagrams. Okay, so example for four-center, three-center like this. This is also an example for three-centered, four-centered. Okay, five-center like this. Okay. Now the very important classification which is depending upon what? Material and workmanship. It is depending upon material and workmanship. Type of material, stone, brick, concrete. Okay, so just understand here only, just understand, try to understand, try to remember the first two modules we have used some lot of technical terms we have used. Okay, so try to recall them. Here only I will try to make you understand. Here, material, what is that? Classification based on material. So based on material means what? You can have stone arches, you can have bricks arches, you can have concrete arch, or else what else? One more is there. You can okay, three arches, three types of materials. Now, depending upon the workmanship, workmanship means what? Quality of construction means what? Whether poor type of quality is used means what? Good supervision is there or bad supervision is there, or workmanship means method of construction, method of construction. Rubble arch, what do you mean by rubble? What do you mean by ashlar? Try to remember the module 2 where the stone masonry you have studied. Rubble means dressing is done using a hammer, using hammer. Ashlar means dressing is done using chisel. Remember the portion here, which is more regular shape. Ashlar is very good in shape and size. Rubbles are a little bit rough. Here uniformity is less. Here uniformity is more. Here improper joints will be there. Here very accurate and proper joints are there. Size and shape is very rough here. Size and shape is very accurate and smooth. So that is why depending upon the workmanship. For the same thing, depending upon the workmanship, you can classify to brick also. Rough means what? Quality of brick is very poor. Axed or rough cut means compared to this quality is little bit good here. Gauged means still better. Purpose made brick means what? Very fine. Means what? As you go this direction, the quality or workmanship is going to be better and better, better and better like this. Okay, rough means very poorest quality, axed little bit good, gauged still better, purpose made brick means superior construction, superior type of construction. Similarly, for you have concrete arch. Concrete block unit means what? You take a block, single block, you construct the arch like this, you construct the arch like this by keeping the blocks like this, by keeping the blocks. Monolithic means what? Taking the formwork, keeping this formwork like this, over this shuttering, centering, everything is done, and concrete is poured. Fresh concrete is poured here. Okay, fresh concrete is poured, so that will become what? Monolithic construction. Monolithic means what? This unit, the horizontal members, vertical members will appear as only one single. Okay, if you see your building, column, beam, everything will appear single, no, single unit. You cannot differentiate where column ends and where beam ends. Okay, so they appear as one complete structure. So that type is called as monolithic. But when you see the concrete block units, there you understand that here the blocks are kept and it can be easily seen, differentiate. Okay, so the here quality is little bit less, here the quality is little bit more. So we have classification means what here? Depending upon the material, stone, brick, concrete. Here depending upon the workmanship, rubble, ashlar. Rough axed gauged purpose made concrete monolith. I hope now it is clear. We will see just in brief how the things are there. Here rubble, just now we are seeing, no, here rubble, here arch, so the same thing we are discussing. Okay, in this rubble stones are used which are hammer dressed. Yes, we have just now seen that one. Rubble stones are hammer dressed, roughly shape in size and roughly to shape and size voyagers. Means what? Whatever the, here if we see this diagram, I have written ashlar. Okay, this is this arch. Where is that arch? This portion. This is an arch. This is an arch. Okay, this is an arch. Whatever the arch is constructed, no, these are called as voyagers. And everything, the unit is everything is made up of stones. Do you agree? Nowhere bricks are used. Nowhere concrete blocks are used. Here, all the things, all the units are constructed using stones. Now, in stones, we have rubble, we have ashlar. Ashlar means more accurately sized, that's all. So, that is the difference here. So, here all the stones are more accurately dressed or sized, and these are chisel dressed. If the same thing is used using rubble masonry, rubble stones, rubble means what? These are accurate. In rubble, a little bit not accurate, means what? Construction is there, but the size of the stones, okay, shape of the stones are not so accurately done, or what is that, dressing is not done to the accurate shape. Okay, so the same thing can be written for rubble. There you can make the size a little bit longer, little bit smaller, like that. Okay, so here you can see the diagram. We have seen the diagram. Go back to the text portion. So here what they have written, rubble stones are used. They are roughly shaped in size. Voyagers means all the units fixed in cement mortar. So these rubble, this type of arch are used only for 1 meter and less span. Only for 1 meter less span. And depth means what? This is the depth, no? This arch depth or height, this may be up to 38 centimeter or 37.5 centimeter. Generally these are constructed in the form of rings. Okay, one ring. Okay, above that one there will be second ring, third ring, like this the construction is there. So here also you can use header and stretches. Try to remember, rubble stones are used roughly shape and size. Okay, span is 1 meter, depth is up to 38 centimeters, that's all. Okay, come to the ashlar. So here only you can see ashlars are stones are cut to proper shape of visors, proper shape. That's we have understood. Ashlar itself will tell that properly chisel dressed or fully dressed. Okay, set it in lime and joints with proper bed joints. Proper means what? Accurate size and shape. That's all. Okay, there is nothing much here. Only major difference is it's in the name, rubble, ashlar. Okay. So here for ashlar, if it is a proper size and shape, then the depth may increase, no? Depth may increase. So here you can see, so proper shape and size means depth can be increased. That's all. No, nothing else here to discuss. Okay. Here another arch is there, flat arch. Here flat arch, it is made up of ashlar stones and it is a flat type, and the joints between the stones are joggled joint, riveted joint. These two term I have explained it in module 2 joints chapter. Okay, I will not explain once again. Joggled joint, riveted joint, these type of joints generally present between the voyagers in a flat arch, which is made up of ashlar stones, that's all. Okay, no problem. I hope everything is clear. I am explaining very slowly and every point I am covering. Okay, it's your responsibility to go through the in detail way. Okay. Now next type, what is that? brick masonry, brick arch. Here, I only told in the previous one, we have rough, axed, and gauged, and one more is there. What is that? Purpose made. So, poorest quality, a little bit good quality, like that, the quality is going to increase here. So, in the diagram, I will show first. In the diagram, I will show here. Okay, now it is the rough brick. In the diagram, it is written as rough brick. What do you mean by rough brick? What is this portion of the arch? No, this is a portion of the arch. This is a wall. Don't worry about this wall. Portion of the arch. Here, what are the units? Units are voyagers. Remember the name. It is very important. The units which construct the arch, or arch is made up of units, and units name is voyagers. So here voyagers are bricks itself. Bricks, here you can see the joints, no? One unit, second unit, like this. The joint is very, very large. That means what? The units are very irregular in shape, or you can say it is rough. When the stones or bricks are very smooth, then joints are very thin. Try to understand. When the bricks or stones are very rough, then joints are bigger. The joints are bigger. When good quality, joints are thin. Bad quality, we cannot say bad. If you say rough, that is the correct word. Rough quality type of stones or bricks, the joints are big. Okay, so here you can see very rough bricks, very rough bricks, very irregular in shape. Okay, so joints are big, joints are big. Now if you come to this diagram, okay, now it is come to this diagram. Axed axed brick, a little bit good quality compared to this. This is brick. So can you see here, joints are becoming thinner and thinner here. Joints are becoming thinner and thinner compared to this. Compared to this type rough brick, the axed brick arch is little bit good quality. Why? The joints have become thin, as well as bricks, as well as these bricks or vasers are proper shape compared to this. So axe means what? There is one instrument, using this bricks are cut to the shape. So using axe is a one tool. Okay. Gauged brick means what? More refinement. See, the joints have become still thinner, almost line. Joints have become still thinner, almost line. So here joints are very thin and proper joint and proper voyagers. And voyagers are almost accurate shape and size, and due to wire cut bricks, due to use of wire cut bricks. So this is a gauged brick arch. Okay, gauged brick arch. Here only you can see the quality is increasing, no, from this diagram to this diagram, this diagram to this diagram. See here, for this one, span is less. Okay, you should have a lesser span. Means what? It is not so strong. It is not so strong compared to this one. X brick, little bit more span you can use. Little bit more span you can use because it is a good shape. It will carry more load compared to this. Gauged brick is very strong, so you can have larger span like this. Okay, as the quality of material, as the quality of workmanship increases, the span, the load carrying capacity will also increase. Okay, now come to this one. Okay, what is this? Text portion. Just we'll go whatever the things are there we have seen in the diagram. Rough brick. What is happening in rough brick? These are the ordinary bricks without cutting. Without cutting the shape of visors, without cutting means what? Directly they are going to use. To have arch curve, the joints are made wedge shaped. Here the joints itself made wedge shaped, not the units. Okay, try to understand. With the greater thickness at the extrados, smaller thickness at the intrados. If you see this diagram, the joints itself, here only you can see. So bricks are not wedge shaped. The joints are in the wedge shape. See this one. The joint is large at the extrados. the joint is less at the intradose. Okay, the joint is more at the extradose, the joints are less at the intradose, like this. So quality is very poor, quality is very poor. Okay, here like this. Okay, so mortar itself, the joint itself is in the wedge shape, greater thickness at the extradose, smaller thickness at the intradose. So the appearance is very bad. Okay, appearance is very bad. That is rough brick. Here the little bit quality is more, no, axed brick. Here the bricks are cut, the bricks are made to cut into wedge shape using brick axe. The tool is called as axe, which is used to cut the bricks, so that is why the name brick axe. So at least for this, joints of uniform thickness along the radial line and appearance is little bit better, appearance are little bit better. Okay, so in the diagram you have seen, no, joints are little bit uniform, which is axed brick. Can you see, the joints are little bit uniform. Okay, uniform. Okay, like this, uniform. Bricks are not into proper shape, bricks are not properly shaped. Gauged brick means what? These are wire cut bricks are used, pure shape and size. Wire cut bricks are used. The surface is very fine and the joints are very thin and uniform. Joints are very thin and uniform. Okay, so very good, accurately shaped. Purpose made means what? Most accurate. You can tell it as it is the most accurate manufactured brick. Means what? Still further refinement is there. Exact shape and size, exact size of visors, everything is very good. So that is why the purpose made. For what purpose you are going to construct? So that type of materials, that type of units are manufactured. Okay, depending upon the final use. So that is why we call it as purpose made. Okay. Next is what? Concrete arch. We call it as concrete arch. Here precast blocks means what? You are going to use the precast members here, precast member blocks which are already generated. Blocks means what? Small concrete blocks, no? So module 1 you have seen, no, masonry units, CC block masonry. So these are nothing but blocks, cement blocks, okay, which are there in the wedge shape. That's all. If bricks are there in the wedge shape, we call it as brick arch. Stones can be also made in the wedge shape. Timber can also be made in the wedge shape. Similarly, you can have concrete also. You can have concrete also. So in this, what they are doing, shape is everything is same. Okay, shape, size, everything is same. Only here material will change. It is made up of concrete. So here precast means what? In this precast concrete blocks which are casted in a mold. Mold means empty dibba, empty mold. Okay, it's a small dibba. Okay, mold to have exact shape and size of what? Of visors. So first, as an engineer, you draw the drawing first. From there, you mark the dimensions. No, these are all things will be done in the office before the construction of this building. So according to the dimensions which are there in the drawing, you go to lab and you manufacture the visors. That is the point here. So that is why precast, before the construction or before the casting. So that is called as precast. So how they are done? Using the dimensions as per the design of exact shape and size. Of exact shape and size, these have been casted. These will be casted in the laboratory. So different molds. Molds are nothing but boxes, okay, or the containers. Okay, so different visors, key box, everything is prepared. Everything is prepared. So it has got good appearance. Joints are made by 1:2:4 mix, cement 4 mix. Okay, but what is happening here? Costing of block is costly here. Costing of the block is costly. Okay, so this monolithic construction, I will discuss it in the next class, next video. Okay.